In my last video, we looked at how we could use DNS blocker or DNSBL within pfSense to limit what categories of websites the user can browse to. We also went through a lab exercise that showed how a user could bypass these settings. In this video, I'm going to show you how we can emulate a DNS proxy because native DNS proxy functionality is missing within pfSense. Basically, we want to limit the user's ability to override the DNS configuration on their laptop. This is a quick configuration change that we'll be able to cover in the next couple of minutes. Coming into my Kali Linux machine, I can see here that I have set my DNS server to 8.8.8.8 on my network adapter. If I come into the terminal and do a NS lookup on bet365.com, I see that I'm using Google DNS to resolve this domain and am being returned the public IP address for bet365.com. I can also see that this loads within my browser of my Kali Linux machine. When I take a look at pfSense, I see that I have a policy in place which is supposed to block gambling websites. However, a user is able to override this by manually specifying the DNS server within their network adapter instead of using our pfSense firewall as the DNS resolver. To overcome this from the administrative side, what we want to do here is we want to create a NAT rule which intercepts all port 53 traffic and redirects it to our DNS resolver IP address, which is our LAN interface IP. First thing we'll do is head over to firewall and then NAT and then port forward. We will add a new rule under port forward. If you have multiple LAN interfaces, you will need to add an entry for each of your LAN interfaces. In my case, I'm going to focus on option 2, which is my VLAN 200, the VLAN which my Kali Linux machine is connected to. I'll select that as my source interface, destination, any, but we want to redirect to the option 2 address, which is our LAN interface address. We'll do protocol TCP/UDP, and we want to capture anything on port 53. So you can either specify as port 53 or select DNS. Our redirect target port will also be DNS or port 53, and then we will click Save. Apply changes. Come back into our Kali Linux VM. We'll reset our network adapter, clearing any DNS cache that we maybe have going on. Once again, we'll run an NS lookup on bet365.com, and we see that we are being returned our captive portal IP address, 10.10.10.1. Same thing if I look at FanDuel, I'm again seeing 10.10.10.1. This would not apply to other websites which are not gambling related. At this point, I should be seeing captive portal for gambling websites and be able to load non-gambling websites. ESPN loads as expected. FanDuel, however, is showing as blocked. I hope this was informative. Be sure to subscribe to keep up with future lab exercises.